Hey guys, my name is Ariel, and today we're going to be talking about What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall.
Badoop.
Our story starts out when tragedy strikes. These three friends, Naomi, Liv, Olivia, and Cassidy, are playing in the woods one day. And unfortunately, one of them, Naomi, gets stabbed. There's a serial killer in the area that was known to be in the area, and these girls were in the woods alone. She almost dies. Almost. She gets out, and her friends help put away a serial killer. Or did they? The girls always used to spend a lot of time in the woods playing this game called the Goddess Game. They had their own play and their own rituals, but then they find something in the woods that gets kind of sucked in to their rituals of the Goddess Game. Fast forward in time, Naomi is out of the town she grew up in. She has changed her name, and she is living a life as far away from that town as possible. She is a photographer, and she is a well-known photographer for her work, yes, but more so for her gruesome appearance. She had been stabbed multiple times, so she was quite disfigured. She ends up taking a trip back home to see her father and her friends. Well, all three of the friends, Naomi, Cassidy, and Liv, meet up. They have a secret from when they were children in the woods, and Liv decides she's ready to talk about it. And Cassidy and Naomi are like, "Are you sure? Is this what you want to do?" And she says yes. So Naomi and Liv are very close. If anything, they are closer than either of them are to Cassidy, and vice versa. And they thrive on the other one succeeding and surviving. Liv has a lot of mental health issues following the attack, following that day, as well as Naomi, but Cassidy seems relatively unscathed. Within a day of Naomi being home, tragedy strikes again. It leads to a lot of grief and many unanswered questions that she didn't realize that she didn't have, because she doesn't remember anything from the attack or shortly after. She only remembers really being picked up and carried out of the woods. And everything else that she remembers that she told police were kind of fed to her and her friends. So she goes out looking for answers. And that is all I can tell you without completely ruining the story for you. Now, my pros and cons. If you've seen my videos before, you know we like to start with our cons so we can end on a good note. My only con for this is that it was not long enough. It could have been longer. There were certain things that we did dive into that were discussed, but I still had a lot of unanswered questions, which I feel like that was probably purposeful, but I just generally didn't like that. So I would have liked things to be explored a little more, but that's about it. Pros. Oh, so many. One of the best thrillers I've read in my life, and that is to say a lot. I've read a lot of thrillers and a lot of mysteries, a lot of mystery thrillers, but this book was so well done. Every page that you turn is a new revelation or a new clue or another question. And it was constant. Because it was constant, the story moved extremely quickly, but also it left you guessing until the very end. Another thing is the revelation we learn about the serial killer himself. We learn more about him. We learn about his family. We learn about everything to do with him. And Naomi's just like, okay, what about X, Y, and Z? So getting her gears turning was really cool to see, because it was like we were detectives together. Another thing I really liked was the secrecy. Everyone had secrets. Our main characters had secrets together. They had secrets apart. People in the town had secrets. The town was one of those towns where you may know some things, but you're not talking about it, because that's a no-no. And last but not least, our characters were all so three-dimensional. They were their own people, and they were also like a unit. And I'm not just talking about our three main characters. You had many units throughout. And then you had her dad, who was just like this drunk hoarder guy that every time they mentioned him or every time he showed up, I was just like, put your dad on Hoarders. Put him there. I gave this book 5 stars. If I could have given it 20 stars, I would have done that. That is how much I love this book. So do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do all of us a favor. Pick it up either at a bookstore or your local library or Amazon or thrift books, wherever you get your content. Maybe your dust jacket will stay on better than my dust jacket. Go grab it, read it. Let me know how you like it in the comments. If you've already read it, or if you haven't, come back and tell me. I can't wait for you to read this. I can't wait for everyone to read this. I hope you guys have a good day. Please support your local libraries, small authors, and secondhand bookshops. Bye.